There was nothing stopping me from getting here. I was one of the fired nurses, so was my friend in the back here. We both were fired in October because we wouldn't take the vaccination. And, I just thought, this is Canada coming together. We all have to support this. We all have to be out here. And even if I'm just one person, I need to be that extra one person. And if everybody is in that mindset that they can get here, those numbers will increase to a point they can't ignore it. Right? So that's why I'm here. I have to go back, but I want to come back on Friday.
Now, if you listen to our Prime Minister, anyone who's out today is a science denier. Now, you're a trained nurse. Does science ever factor in?
I got a very holistic I can't speak perspective. My unit, they all know that. So even the ones that vouched for the whole vaccination, they believe that it would help. Even they were on my side saying, you know what, I totally understand. You have a belief system. I get it. So you should have a choice. And anybody who tried to get an exemption, we're not accepting any exemptions for this vaccine. I believe in science. We're not anti-vaxxers. We've had vaccinations.
You're changing the subject. You can't coerce people into taking vaccines.
And that's it. This was a coercion. This was an ultimatum. There was no choice. So, we gave you a choice. No, you didn't. You gave us, you lose your job or you take the vaccine. That's not a choice. And one of the hospitals in Toronto, they allowed their people to stay. And they just said, keep testing. So this mandate was literally a suggestion. And it was the individual institutions that could make that decision how they wanted to handle it. They didn't have to fire us. They could have done an alternative because the proof's in the pudding. Another hospital didn't fire their employees. They're still working today unvaccinated. So yes, there is no excuse for this. None.
It's funny you mentioned coercion because our Prime Minister just did a news conference that finished maybe half an hour ago, not even.
I heard, but I didn't hear it. I heard it was
got
coming.
my blood going.
I didn't want to hear it for that reason. I knew nothing good was coming out of it.
Breathing, as far as we're listening. But he keeps saying that over 90% of Canadians are vaccinated, or something to that effect, or 90% of truckers. And I think he's equating that anyone who got vaccinated must agree with them. I think what he's failing to understand,
what he's missing is they don't agree.
People were coerced
Absolutely. I had coworkers that waited to the very last minute to take their shot because they needed their job. And they were literally crying when they were getting it. 3 girls went together and they were literally they didn't want to do it, but they felt they had no choice because they had to keep their roofs over their head, feed their children. I mean, that's evil. It's total evil. This is not a free country right now.
Courage, your willingness to lose your job for what you believe in.
Thank you.
I used to be a part-time volunteer firefighter until they wanted me to get a vaccine, and I made a video explaining why I wouldn't. And the very next day, they took my badge and said, "We're done with you."
I'm so sorry.
That was a part-time job. I'm assuming your nursing was full-time.
It was full-time.
There's a lot of people I know that are full-time firefighters. There's a lot more at stake. And it's crazy because during the pandemic, as you were, I'm sure, you're serving the community, you were helping people.
Oh my gosh, I worked through the whole pandemic.
Yeah, no one once asked me what my vaccine status was while I was helping them if they had a car accident or something.
Yeah.
But once we had the vaccines, then it
people
wasn't safe
got
to have
segregated. They just started to, oh my God, all I kept saying is I have no words. I don't understand what's happening right now. What is happening with people? Are they losing their minds?
We're all former liberals too, right?
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
Yeah, it's just sad. It's really sad.
Well, anyway, it's great to have you guys.
You too. Thank you. Thank you for being here and providing the information that people need to hear.
Yeah,
right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you.
I think that Trudeau has forgotten that many of the people.
Trudeau
has forgotten that many of the people that maybe not be vaccinated or who stood their ground. I think a lot of them Trudeau have realized that they voted for him. They voted for him also. So that's something that he should realize.
Yeah.
Trudeau.
And what about you? Why are you here today?
The same reason why Tracy's here.
Yeah.
We are compelled. This is, sub-zero temperatures that we're out here.
Yeah.
It was a calling and we came. And we love our truckers. They're so what? Yeah. And this is a Canadian thing. We stand together.
When we were going through the streets downtown, because my hotel's very close, and I'd see the cops and I'd say, thank you for being here. And they say, thank you for keeping the peace. I said, we're Canadians. We always keep the peace. We're Canadians.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's making me a little bit crazy here is
The lies
we were
on-
out last night and yesterday during the day, going up and down the streets to a person. Like people are feeding each other,
Absolutely.
hugging one another,
They're
getting
smiling,
trash bags
they're
and cleaning
happy,
up.
they're cheering,
And
they're
yet our Prime Minister
positive.
says, "Whoa, these are like white supremacist extremists." And
There's only
not-
positivity and love here.
Exactly.
Only
Yeah, there's people that are just
positivity
feeding
and
people.
love.
It just makes your heart swell.
Yeah.
You know, you just want to cry. You're so happy, right? You're like, this environment,
I wish
this is
everyone could
Canadian.
be here.
Absolutely.
I have the same thing.
Yeah, yeah,
One thing that's becoming increasingly clear to me, like with our convictions, whether we're by ourselves or with other people, we're on the right side of this. Like,
absolutely.
I said it this time.
We are on the road less traveled, and it's the harder road to take, but we know in our hearts it's the truth and it's right. Yeah.
well, thank you again for your time.
Take care. You too. Thank you.